Hey, Sal.
Hank, what's going on? We haven't worked a case in years.
I just bought my car at Carvana, and it was so easy. Too easy.
Think something's up?
You tell me. They got thousands of options. Found a great car at a great price. And it got delivered the next day.
It sounds like Carvana just makes it easy to buy your car, Hank.
Yeah, you're right. Case closed.
Buy your car today on
Carvana.
Delivery fees may apply.
AI is incredible. It can teach you how to fry an egg and even write a poem, pirate style. Yarr! But it knows nothing about your work. Slackbot is different. It doesn't just know the facts. It knows your schedule. It can turn a brainstorm into a brief. And it doesn't need to be taught. Because Slackbot isn't just another AI. It's AI that knows your work as well as you do. Visit slack.com/meet Slackbot to learn more.
I'm Richard Serrett. Join me on Strange Planet for in-depth conversations with the world's top paranormal investigators, alien abductees, Bigfoot trackers, monster hunters, time travelers, and more.
The handler one day told her this whole thing about how they've been terraforming on Mars, and they're building a colony, and they're recruiting specific people of specific bloodlines and specific talents and skill sets to go onto the planet.
On Richard Serrett's Strange Planet, we're redefining reality. Listen now wherever you get your podcasts.
Guys, a pretty big shift happened, and I didn't see anybody talk about this.
Like a baseball shift, or what do you mean?
A schedule shift. Schedule shift. So for years, I'm going to go back to at least the first year of the return to the 2-2-1-1-1 format of the NBA Finals. I can recite to you what day each game of the finals is. Game 1 is Thursday. Game 2 is Sunday. Game 3 is Wednesday. Game 4 is Friday. Game 5 is Monday. Game 6 is Thursday. Game 7 is Sunday. For years, it's been like that. I think 2014 finals was the first year of the 2-2-1-1-1, the departure from the 2-3-2. That's been the schedule. We get this long break between game 1 and game 2. And it's designed that way because they want to start on a Thursday, but they want to maximize the number of Sunday games they can have. So game 2 is a Sunday and game 7 is a Sunday. Well, the league last week announced a new schedule for the finals.
Okay.
It is now Wednesday, Friday, Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, Tuesday, Friday. So there's a couple of things here. Number one is when we're in a city, there's a game between the first game and the second game. So there's a day between game 1 and game 2. There's a day between game 3 and game 4.
And there's 2 days between game 2 and game 3.
Anytime there's travel. So game 2 is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and now Monday is game 3. We have a game June 10th, and then we have Thursday, Friday for travel, and then Saturday is game 5.
Makes sense. A travel day.
But the interesting thing here is we have no Sunday games.
They went from 2 to 0.
No one's talked about this anywhere. I've been searching for some sort of comment from the league, or maybe one of the great people who cover this league, like Vinny Goodwill or Sam Amick. One of these guys has the behind the scenes as why this happened. Nothing. They haven't said a word about the why. They just said, hey, finals coming out this year, and here's the schedule, without ever explaining the why behind it. But I could tell you guys this. The finals, if they go 7 in 16 days, which is a lot shorter than what it used to be.
I was just going to say this, is that there's only one game in the NBA Finals, it used to be, that had only 1 day rest between the games. And now there's 2 of them in this schedule. If you're going 7 games in the Western Conference Finals or in the Eastern Conference Finals, and then you got to play game 1 and game 2, 2 games in a 3-day span, that is going to be probably a pretty big disadvantage if you're coming off a grueling conference finals and then got to play 2 games in 3 days.
And also, I would say the home court advantage is diminished a little bit. Obviously, it's not 0, it's not equal because you still have that extra game in your pocket, but that's only if it gets to 7. Part of the home court advantage in the finals is I'm at home, assuming my prior series wrapped up on Sunday or Monday. I'm at home Tuesday, I'm at home Wednesday, I'm at home Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It isn't until Monday, it's a week later before I have to get on a plane to go anywhere. Meanwhile, for the visiting team, staying at hotel, you're unfamiliar ground for quite a while. Now, not only are we both doing this travel thing, but I'm in and out. A couple of days and we're gone.
I mean, is there anything that's happening this summer that's different than most summers?
It's funny you should say that because I got tickets for one of the World Cup matches before the group draw happened. And part of my calculation on what game to go to was going off of what I thought was going to be the NBA final schedule. So I'm like, okay, I need to get a Saturday game because a Saturday game.
Thought you're safe.
I'm safe. I don't have any worries.
Well, it's possible that Adam Silver or someone else in the NBA league office was doing a similar calculation because normally the regular cadence, game 4 would be on Friday, June 12th. But on June 12th, that's actually the U.S. men's national team opener against Paraguay in Inglewood, California.
Oh, wait. So are we projecting the Lakers or Clippers are going to go to the NBA finals? Try to avoid this disaster?
That's what Ballmer is making happen here. I need the streets of Inglewood clear for my game 4.
So he gets the All-Star game and the NBA finals?
That's what you get.
You literally didn't know why the NBA changed the Sunday schedule and Mays got to the bottom of it with the World Cup?
Here's my thing.
Not officially.
They haven't said anything.
Gotta use your third eye, Tom.
Maybe don't say stuff, right? Maybe you keep it to yourself. Nobody who covers our sport even felt the need to dig into this. Oh, okay, it's a schedule. We've been doing it this way for 12 years and no one thought that's a little odd. You're just going to switch it up in the middle?
Only one man who bought tickets to a World Cup game on a Saturday and now has to change his plans was motivated enough to care.
One man, one ticket for his family, decided to get to the bottom of the greatest mystery of humankind.
Why did the Andersons get tickets to the game? How did they get tickets?
Have you been watching old ads or something? Why are you?
No.
That's the second time in a week.
Permanently fresh, evergreen, you might say. Those damn Andersons.
My assignment. Uncover why the association inspires more conspiracy theories in volume and salience than any other U.S. sport.
You've heard of the Illuminati.
The truth is out there, but so are lies.
Your eyes can deceive you. Don't trust them.
The NBA has always been controlled by about 8 people.
Denial is the most predictable of all human responses.
If you're only using 10% of your brain, you don't even know that you're using 10% of your brain.
The NBA Illuminati.
If coincidences are just coincidences, why do they feel so contrived?
The Illuminati.
But you start to follow the money, and you don't know where the f*** it's going to take you.
It is unspoken. They have influence among other players.
The NBA Illuminati.
I don't have time for your convenient ignorance.
Maybe I'm a conspiracist now as well.
That's all it took. Oh, we got books, we got schools. You saw a video on YouTube.
My eyes, sir. You've never used them before.
We are the Basketball Illuminati.
This is Basketball Illuminati. I am Tom Haberstroh, and as always, we are joined by the 5-star Illuminati generals, Amin Elhassan and producer Anthony Mays.
What's up, Illumination? Thank you for keeping your third eye open. As always, you can support us at patreon.com/countthedings. That'll get you ad-free episodes and help us continue to produce the show. Also, check out our YouTube page at Basketball Illuminati. You can watch our Truth Teller interviews and Do You Believe episodes there. Please subscribe and continue to show your support. Thank you.
We've got one of our favorite guests, gotta say, one of the best social media accounts to come out this year. I think Rookie of the Year.
Oh, yeah.
You hand it not to Cooper Flagg or Con Knipple.
Nope.
You hand it to Tip or Not. Tip or Not Sports. I mean, can you tell the people why they need to listen to this interview?
You've probably seen it. You don't even know who he is. But this season, we've had a rash of these videos that break down conversations, I'll say, between players and coaches and refs whenever there's some sort of conflict on the court. One of the more famous ones is OG Anunoby and Desmond Bain of the Orlando Magic getting into it.
Desmond Bain, boom, for no reason, drills OG Anunoby. Points, yep, that's our ball. OG with a little shove, genuinely confused. What was that, bro? Why'd you do that? He pushed me. Tee him up. Tee him up. What'd he do that for? Why'd you hit off me?
These videos lip read. And I'm not talking about funny lip reading like, hey, about the poo or whatever. I'm talking about actually telling you what these people are saying within a reasonable amount of confidence. And I've been fascinated with them. My friends have been sharing them. I don't know if anyone knows who's the guy behind it, but we found him and we're going to interview him, ask him about his process, ask him how he got here, and ask him what's been his favorite part of all this.
Yeah, I dare say we have an exclusive.
We're the first ones for sure have interviewed him.
And this isn't the first time we've done this. I mean, we did it with Ballsack Sports, where we kept him anonymized, and now Tip or Not.
Tip or Not is not anonymous. His name is Taylor. You'll hear all from him right here at Basketball Illuminati.
But first,
You are listening to The Agenda with Amin Elhassan and Tom Haberstroh. Guys, I got some bad news.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to produce a podcast for 4 to 6 weeks.
Why not?
What's going on?
I've got a mouse finger hyperextension, and they're going to run an MRI after this episode, but they're probably going to tell me that I'm out for 4 to 6 weeks.
Oh, man.
It's a strain on the ulnar collateral ligament.
You talked to a doctor, or when did this?
No, this is just what they're going to tell me this. I know.
But dude,
this is how it goes.
I mean, we have the...
When you're a producer like me and you have finger injuries as much as I do, you know what they're going to say.
We have the trade deadline coming up.
Guys,
here.
I got an update here. This is from Bob in Marketing. Whoa, it said Mays did a really good job, and the MRI actually revealed exactly what Mays just said. But there's no timetable.
What?
No timetable for return for Mays, so...
No, it's 4 to 6 weeks.
No, there's no timetable.
There's no timetable. But what you said...
Well, you can talk to me in 4 to 6 weeks, and we'll see where I'm at.
So probably the next steps will be go to MRI tomorrow. After the MRI, they will tell me probably I popped something in my calf, on my shoulders, or something. They'll probably give me a protocol of 4 to 6 weeks that I'll be out. This is from my experience being around the NBA.
This was a masterclass by Giannis in a season of masterclass quotes. A season? How about a week? This is on the heels of my teammates are selfish, and in the past, I played with teammates who understand the gravity that I bring. Maybe our guys are just a little too young and don't understand it and are all thinking about just getting their shots. He said that in the same 7-day span as, I strained my calf. I talked to Jim Ozarski from the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel on my radio show. Me and Zach talked to him. And he said, Giannis never talks whenever he gets hurt. He never discloses injury information. He barely even talks to the media after an injury. And after this one, he comes out and gleefully comes out and gives you this whole diagnosis.
My third eye is wide open on this. Wide open on this. Did you catch what he said when he's going to come back?
After that, I'm going to work my butt off to come back. That will probably be end of February, beginning of March. Hopefully the team win a place that we can at least make a play or make the playoffs. And just take it day by day. That will get better.
He is doing the pretext to a trade demand right there. He's giving himself an out to say, y'all couldn't even get to the play-in without me. And then he's going to make his trade demand. He's setting up the thing that is going to give him the out.
Tom.
Yes.
They're not even playing with him.
I know. It's so sad. It's so sad.
What the fuck are we talking about here?
They're 15-15 with Giannis, and they're 3-11 without him. And right now, they're the 11 seed. So he's saying, I'll be back for the playoff push or the play-in push. I'll see you guys in a month. But we all know the Bucks are going to be terrible when he's out. They're going to be awful. But he is so desperate to not be despised by Milwaukee as being the guy who asked out that I think he's trying to set up a little trap here, laying down a little trap to say, y'all couldn't even get in the play-in without me. I'm out. But the funny thing is they're not even in the play-in right now. So he could do this right now.
If you took just the games he's played in, they're 15-15, as you said. They would be in the 10 spot with a 1-game lead over the Hawks.
With Giannis in uniform.
Taking out all the non-Giannis games. Here's the crazy part. Jim Owczarski of the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel, a guy who's covered the Bucks since Giannis came into the league, says he thinks Giannis will never ask for a trade.
Yeah, I don't agree with Tom's third eye inclination here. I think he is pointing out the clear timeline so that he can appear least guilty. I came back and tried is the narrative that he's projecting out. And then we're into the summertime, man. And then, there ain't no trade demand. Then the Bucks have to reevaluate their future. Then he's off the hook.
Here's where this gets much juicier. Did you guys see Henry Abbott's report over at True Hoop?
No, what did Henry say?
Henry reported on Monday that Giannis Antetokounmpo, while this is all going on, this 4 to 6 week injury that he self-diagnosed and that the team has no timetable. What is the actual injury? Well, we're going to not say anything. We're not going to cite our doctors here. It's indefinite. While this is all going on, there's this other thing happening, which according to Henry Abbott, he's hearing that one Rich Paul is talking to Thanasis Antetokounmpo.
Oh, that's a Henry original, huh?
Uh-huh.
I saw that report. Didn't know it was Henry. Wow. Okay. Shout out to Henry.
Giannis is not represented by Clutch Sports.
No, he's represented by Alex. Last name I cannot pronounce, so I always say psoriasis, even though I know that's not how you say it.
Psoriasis.
Close enough.
Rich Paul apparently has been talking to Giannis's closest confidant, his brother, trying to get to Giannis to represent him. And the reason why this is so fascinating beyond the whole Anthony Davis parallel and De'Aaron Fox parallel, when Rich Paul came in, took over, and then did a trade demand shortly after. In order for Giannis to get his maximum extension, he has to be with his team for at least 6 months. If he wants to be traded to get his max contract this offseason, it incentivizes him to get this deal done ASAP, pronto.
If he gets traded in the February deadline, he gets eligible for extension by August. If he doesn't, the next possible window to get traded is late May, early June, or whatever, around the pre-draft time. And at that point, we're pushing his window all the way back to December.
So if he wants to get that October 4-year, $275 million extension, he's got to get traded now, or he's going to have to sign with the Milwaukee Bucks on that extension and then redo this whole thing in a year.
With a lot more money on the books.
So, Amin, if you're Rich Paul, you want to get to him now, not just because of that 3% potential agent fee that will net out $8 million for Clutch Sports on $275 million. There's also this rule that, according to Henry Abbott, he followed up on this with the Players Union. If you are switching agents, you cannot have your new agent negotiate on your behalf for at least 7 days.
There's a cooling off period.
When is the trade deadline, I mean?
February 5th.
So why are we hearing about this now? Because if Giannis is going to be traded by February 5th, and if he wants his new agent, this is all if hypotheticals, if he wants his new agent to be engineering this trade, then it's got to happen now for him to be legally able to be represented by a new agent in time for the February 5th trade deadline. So that's why this is so fascinating, is Henry Abbott reporting that someone is trying to get to Thanasis and therefore get to Giannis, and that person is reportedly Rich Paul. I mean, players, superstars, they switch agents all the time. Rich Paul has a history of doing this with Anthony Davis and Thad Fouché, who is representing Anthony Davis in 2018 with the New Orleans Pelicans. Switched agents before the season. That's all, folks. Gets traded to the Lakers a few months later. De'Aaron Fox with the Sacramento Kings switches agents to Clutch in 2022. And then Draymond Green promptly tweets out, I don't know why y'all think that Rich Paul, as soon as he gets a player, that player is going to ask for a trade demand. That's crazy. He's just the best in the business. And then De'Aaron Fox, using Rich Paul, engineers a trade out of Sacramento to San Antonio, who Rich Paul says, I wanted him to go to San Antonio. I wanted him to grow next to Big Victor Wembanyama. That'd be great for De'Aaron Fox.
And he got paid.
He got paid.
You know, when we talked about the Trae Young deal and we wondered, is this going to be the new trend where a player gets traded for no picks? We were focused on that part. I think we were looking at it wrong.
Oh.
Has Trae Young played yet for the Wizards?
No.
He is not.
So they traded an injured player.
Yeah.
Which has historically been a deal breaker. Why would I want a broken down car?
Go to TomTheFinder.com. You'll see that I think this is the new trend in the league.
And now we've got Ja Morant injured. Anthony Davis injured. Jimmy Butler, injured. Jonathan Kuminga, injured. And now Giannis, injured. All on the block. Those are the biggest names on the trade market.
Well, Jimmy's not on the block.
He is now. Then he got injured.
Oh,
once he got injured, they said, oh, shit.
Maze is putting him on the block.
It's part of the appeal.
In a weird way, I do think that his contract is more interesting now than if he was healthy.
Open your third eye.
Because $57 million are coming to him guaranteed next year. He becomes basically this summer a $57 million expiring contract for any team that wants to get off long-term money, say the Dallas Mavericks and Anthony Davis or Kyrie Irving, or say, I don't know, Zion Williamson and Trey Murphy III in New Orleans. You could wipe your hands clean of any long-term contracts by acquiring Jimmy Butler's $57 million one-year expiring deal this offseason. Now, I love this theory because keep your third eye open, everyone. Jeremiah Engelman ran the numbers, and this might be the greatest top 5 in draft history. That this class, upcoming class, might be the best we've ever seen, the top 5. Cam Boozer, etc. I'm just going to say et cetera because I don't know all 5. So why does Washington want Trae Young if he's injured? Well, it's because their pick is top 8 protected with the New York Knicks. They lose their pick if they're not in the bottom.
Something tells me that that's not going to be a risk.
At the time of the trade, it was a problem. CJ McCollum was out here dropping 30 a night, and they won 5 of their 7 games. They were on fire. Remember that tweet? I think it was Yahoo Sports posted, since the NBA Cup, the Oklahoma City Thunder have the same record as the Washington Wizards, and they had a big CJ McCollum picture on it.
Yeah.
And he retweeted it being like laughing emoji that the Wizards are the new juggernauts in the NBA. And so as soon as he started playing well, see ya. Let's bring in Trae Young. Let's also say he's out indefinitely and will be reevaluated after the All-Star break. So I feel like the Wizards kind of laid down the blueprint of what we might see here in the next 10 days. Maybe the new blockbuster deal is trading for an injured star so you can tank for this upcoming year. Maze, you're right. Injured Jimmy Butler on its surface doesn't sound like a great acquisition, but maybe it will help you be as bad as possible to go get AJ DeBanza.
Trade for an injured superstar. That's all you got to do. Tank away.
So Utah, who can we get here?
Can they get them all?
Darius Garland, come on down. Your toe is really bothering you? We'll take care of that.
Or don't even come down. Stay home. Work on your toe.
Yeah, I was at the Hornets game yesterday. I went with my buddy who's a big 76ers fan. He brought his 2 young kids, and they both had Embiid shirts on, trust the process, ready to go. No Embiid. He didn't make the trip.
Shocker.
It's bad weather here. I mean, it's tough travels out here. But no Paul George either. So they didn't get to see Paul George or Joel Embiid. So maybe they'll just say that. Stay home. Rehab that toe. You're good.
I do wonder if Giannis will start a trend here of the self-diagnosis. I wonder if he's a pioneer in this space. If we're going to start hearing from every other player about how long they think they're going to be told that they're out.
It is refreshing, right? We're so used to the secretive, I got to work through it, and and everyone gets banged up, whatever. And Giannis is like, so this is the soleus muscle right here in your calf. He's got a whole chart and everything, little pointer. 4 to 6 weeks, prognosis.
It's so crazy.
I love it. It's refreshing. Amin's right.
Amin, have you ever seen a player self-diagnose him and put a timetable on it? Only for the team to kind of back him up?
They did not back him up, Tom. There was one line underlined on the memo to Doc Rivers, which is to say there's no timetable.
This is what Doc had to say.
He did a very good job. MRIs revealed exactly what we thought. There's no timetable. Calf strain and really no timetable for return. Hopefully like it was before sooner, but there's no timetable.
So when are you thinking he could be back then, Doc?
No timetable. Hopefully sooner.
Is this the new illegal screen?
3 times he said there's no timetable.
Didn't he also say that it was kind of concerning that he had 4 calf strains in the last 3 years?
Oh, did he say that?
He actually put the numbers on it.
Oh, Doc.
Oh, yeah, here it is. This is from Eric Name.
I thought we did that last time. It's not like we didn't make sure. But there's a sport you play and things happen and it's concerning because this really 3-4 years in a row, right? He plays a lot of basketball. He really does. Summers, the body doesn't get a lot of breaks, and that's tough.
So good.
The 23-24 season ended for him with a left calf strain in April. The following season, 24-25, he had tightness in his left calf in February, and then eventually that was called a strained calf. He missed 11 days due to a strained calf. That's the same left calf. Also in 2024, he had a left Achilles injury but that only had him out for 2 days before he was activated again. In 2023, 2022, there's no listed calf injury. Going back to 2021, it was a right calf injury, December of 2021, which would have been the start of the season after they won the championship. In the last 5 years, this is now his 5th calf injury. But these 2 recent ones have been on the right calf. The 2 ones before that have been the left calf.
Sounds like he would know his way around a calf enough to know his own body and know the timetable for return.
Yeah.
He's heard these doctors talk to him enough. He knows the deal.
What do you make of this quote from Doc Rivers 2 days before that? He said, "I thought he was favoring it for most of the second half personally. I asked our team 5 different times. I didn't like what my eyes were seeing personally. Giannis was defiant about staying in."
That's hey, it's not my fault. It's not Blake's fault. It's not my fault either. I tried to tell him.
5 times.
He was defiant.
He talked to his training staff 5 times. Yo, something's going to happen with Giannis. Is he okay? And they're like, yeah, I mean, we can't say anything.
Well, we know Doc loves repetition. There's no timetable for how many times he'll say it.
Hey, there's no timetable. And it's not my fault. You know what? More important than no timetable. It's not my fault.
If only we could find a platform to put Amin's Doc Rivers impression to use. Maybe like if there was some footage of Doc Rivers and, you know, you couldn't quite hear what he's saying, but you could read his lips.
Obviously, I do the voice, but I wouldn't feel good about making up words. I would want to be sure that the words that I'm saying in Doc's voice are the actual words he said in the video. But where could I find someone who would perform such a service?
We have an exclusive interview with Tip or Not Sports, who is going viral for his expertise in lip reading. I mean, so good news for you is that we have just the guy for that job. His name is Tip or Not, or it's not Tip or Not. It's actually Taylor, joining us right after this.
Listener, you've got places to be. Let's say your hair's thinning up top. You have time to go to Turkey and sit in a waiting room for some hair loss treatment? Of course not. Hims makes expert care accessible on your schedule so you can skip the line and focus on feeling like yourself again. Hims offers convenient access to a range of prescription hair loss treatments with ingredients that actually work. There's an idea, including chews, oral medications, serums, and sprays, whichever you think is best. Doctor-trusted ingredients like finasteride and minoxidil, did I say those right? I don't know, but they sound official. Can stop further hair loss and regrow hair in as little as 3 to 6 months. It's like almost no time at all. You shouldn't have to go out of your way to feel like yourself again. Hims brings expert care straight to you with 100% online access to personalized treatment plans that put your goals first. No hidden fees, no surprise costs, just real personalized care on your schedule. For simple online access to personalized and affordable care for hair loss, ED, weight loss, and more, visit hims.com/basketball. That's hims.com/basketball for your free online visit. hims.com/basketball. Featured products include compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription required. See website for full details, restrictions, and important safety information. Individual results may vary based on studies of topical and oral minoxidil and finasteride.
The world moves fast. Your workday, even faster. Pitching products, drafting reports, analyzing data. Microsoft 365 Copilot is your AI assistant for work. Built into Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and other Microsoft 365 apps you use. Helping you quickly write, analyze, create, and summarize. So you can cut through clutter and clear a path to your best work. Learn more at Microsoft.com/M365 Copilot.
Marvel Television's Wonder Man, an 8-episode series, now streaming on Disney+.
A superhero remake, not exactly what we'd expect from an Oscar-winning director.
Action!
Simon Williams, audition for Wonder Man.
I'm gonna need you to sign this, assuming you don't have superpowers.
I'll never work again if anyone found out.
My lips are sealed.
Marvel Television's Wonder Man. All 8 episodes now streaming, only on Disney+.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. Stop waiting around for the perfect candidate. Instead, use Indeed sponsored jobs to find the right people with the right skills fast. It's a simple way to make sure your listing is the first candidates see. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs have 4 times more applicants than non-sponsored jobs. So go build your dream team today with Indeed. Get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
You all think I'm late. Well, I'm not late. And I'm going to stay right here and fight for this lost cause. Even if this room gets filled with lies like these. And the tailors and all their armies come marching into this place. Somebody will listen to me.
There's no better way to overpower a trickle of doubt than with a flood of naked truth.
But the complexity and the gray lie not in the truth, but what you do with the truth once you have it.
What is true and right is true and right for all.
You and I both know that that's just not the truth.
You can't handle the truth.
Too messy. Keeps them up nights.
I'm here because in the end, the truth is worth the risk.
Speak a little truth and people lose their minds.
I'm a grown man, you can tell me the truth.
Why is it people who want the truth never believe it when they hear it?
So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do something really outrageous. I'm going to tell the truth.
I don't know if you guys know this, but for those who are listening, Amin has he's batting 1,000 on guests where he's like, we need to get this guy on. And every time you do this, Amin, when you go into the chat, you're like, we got to get this guy on. It's always been a banger every single time. So Taylor, welcome to the show, because Amin hit us up and was like, you guys got to watch these clips. And I've been obsessed with them ever since you sent that text to me.
I don't even know, like, everything always, this is the internet, right? Like, you discover things as you discover them, and they might have been happening for 100 years, or it might have just started. You never know. You just discover it, you're in it, now all of a sudden, like, this is one of the good things where the algorithm keeps feeding it to you. And so I'm trying to think, Taylor, what the first one I noticed. I think it was...
Was it Desmond Bain? It was the
Desmond
OG?
Bain. It was Desmond Bain, because I was deep in my Desmond Bain is my new favorite villain kind of phase of the season, where it's like he's just getting into everybody. And you had it, and at first I thought you were doing the stupid voiceover thing that everyone likes to do. Then I was like, no, I think that's actually what's being said. And then another video, and I'm like, yo, you're really accurate. It's not just it's good. It's accurate. And so, when did you learn you had this skill of being able to lip read and be able to kind of get the gist of what these guys are saying on the court?
So, number one, thanks for having me on, y'all. As far as learning that I can lip read, I didn't really know till I tried it. I know John Boy, I'm not the first lip reader, won't be the last, but John Boy is a huge inspiration, and he obviously has his genre, his niche very, very well picked out. So I was just throwing stuff at the wall as far as picking different video styles, and I loved his videos, and I was like, I'll give that a try, because at this point in time, I wasn't worried about growth, wasn't worried about views. It was just enjoy making the videos, because nothing at that point was really had any traction. So I landed on that. I was like, I'll give that a try. And there weren't many before the Desmond Bain one. I don't think, like, there was a Draymond one that got a little bit of traction. Nothing compared to what the Bain one ended up doing. But I just started doing it, and it's like, I wouldn't say that I am efficient at lip reading, because I mean, for one video, I sit there and I stare at it for 2 hours, and I'll kind of go through and, like, at the beginning, I split up and I color coded into all of the lip reading opportunities. And
lip reading opportunities. Okay.
Yes, like something that I might be able to do. And yes. And the first one's like, I feel really good about this. I feel pretty certain. I have a good guess. This is a guess. I'm not feeling good about it. And then I just don't know. That could be like, I can't see their lips, or I just have no guess. And so I still don't feel like I'm that great at it. I just feel like I take a ton of time to try to have a good guess. And that being said, I am not batting 1,000%. And I still get things wrong, but I am trying to, like you were said, be accurate. And whenever I put a voiceover, like I'm trying to do what I think they said, and so not put words in their mouth. And kind of the visual cue that I've been using as if if I feel good about it, I put the subtitles on. And if it's me and making an inference or making an assumption. Like sometimes it'll be, you're looking at the back of the ref's head and you obviously cannot see what they said. But an example that comes to mind, Dylan Brooks, Jimmy Butler throws the ball at him. They call a delay a game, not a tech or a flagrant. And they're like, Dylan Brooks is widely upset about it. So there's a shot of the back of the ref's head. Can't see what he says. And then Dylan Brooks comes in and is like, how's that a delay a game? So I just make the inference. It's probably not exactly what was said, but trying to keep it in the spirit of what was said. And also trying to paint a picture of like when I'm watching it, not everything that happens is in the timeline ultimately. Like you have to cut things out for pacing and some things like they say more things, but maybe you're like, I think you're stupid. And then I finish my thought before, and then I respond. Like usually I'll cut out whatever that was, because I think the spirit of the conversation and the flow of the conversation was really like, I think you're stupid. Next idea. So I think my goal is to add some like character to it and make it entertaining, but try to keep it true to the spirit of the situations of what happened.
I mean, this is what I love about Tip or Not Sports. If you haven't started following, you got to. I love the videos because you really have a knack for storytelling, man. Because it's not just you're not just translating and lip reading. You're telling stories. You're like, oh, this happened earlier in the game, and this is why he said this. And then you'll have these little quips of like the Luka Garza's, where you're just laughing at Luka Garza, his reaction to a play that has nothing to do with the lip reading, but it's just funny. It's just really funny that you're bringing in characters to your storytelling. I feel like that's what takes you to the other level, is that it's a standalone video that has characters, it has drama, but you've like put in serious thought into how you're going to present this video. It's not just a straight lip reading exercise.
And that part, I do feel happy and like proud of that aspect of it, of like trying to tell a story. But honestly, at the beginning of every video, like I'm like, do I know how to do it? Like right now, it kind of feels like I'm just flying by the seat of my pants and, trying to be critical with it. But I don't feel like I have a good, like fundamental behind it at the moment. But I am trying to make it it's a ton of short form content right now, but one long story arch. But at the beginning of every video right now, it's like, let's see if it happens. Like,
so beyond obviously being able to see them actually saying the words, what makes for a great Tip or Not's video candidate, right? Not the finished product, but like when you say, okay, I'm going to work on this one. What is it that kind of hooks you in?
I think obviously the lip reading opportunities. I've done a couple where there's minimal lip reading because I think it's still a good video. And when I posted, I can't remember which one it was. It was one where they got in a scuffle, so they didn't talk a whole lot. And I put in the comments, I was like, I know there's not a whole lot of lip reading, but it's still, I thought it was a good thing to make a video about. But I like things where people are animated or there's dialogue between people, in the sense of just where it's not a clean cut, like one-sided interaction. And a lot of times on my end, it ends up being one-sided because I can only see one of the people's faces. But I like that back and forth. Obviously, scuffles are kind of low-hanging fruit. And I enjoy doing them because there's a lot of side interactions that happen. Mm-hmm. But I really enjoy when, the refs make a questionable call and there's either people that are arguing for it or there's people on both sides. I think that's when it's fun, is when there's people on both sides. And with everything, it's like I'm kind of at the whim of, like, there could be a week where nothing great happens. And at this point, I have a ton of videos that I haven't been able to do. So there's a backlog, but it's like you're kind of at the whim of watching it and hopefully something high energy or controversial happens. Like just something with a lot of substance where, when you're going through and trying to make a through narrative, a storyline with it, you kind of can go a bunch of different ways. It's not just like one single single thing, like line of thinking that you can go down.
Have you started a video and stopped because you're like, I don't actually think we should have this out there?
Oh,
so I think not from the sense that you were implying. I will say with Ja Morant, I kind of felt like his conversation with Vince Williams Jr. I felt like that going in, where it was a video from practice thing. Same thing with like Draymond and Jordan Poole, where it's like I feel like I shouldn't be seeing this, and so I felt a little negative about that going in. But that one, interestingly enough, like I went in thinking that Ja was being a bad teammate, arguing, and then throughout the process, it like opened up. And I was like, I feel like this is not what I'm like reading right now. Is not what I have been, the noise that I've been hearing around it. So to your point, not yet. That
was a cool one because I found out, like, obviously we saw the argument, and a lot of people seized on, I don't fuck with y'all or some shit like that. But the beginning of the video gave it a context that changed everything, which is he's trying to talk to him about how to run the play. Right? He's trying to have like a basketball conversation with him. And Vince Williams is the one that's kind of like not staying on that topic. And so then it ends up being what it is at the end. And like, that's, to me, I'm not just being nice because you're a guest. Like, that's the value right there, is that it adds a color and a context to a situation that, like you said, a lot of people probably already had a pre-existing kind of idea of like, oh no, this is what's happening. Ja's an asshole and he wants out and that's it, right? Where it's like, no, there's more, all these things obviously are a whole lot more layered than what we would probably think at first glance.
Yeah, and that one specifically, like I'm almost certain that there are phrases and words that I missed in there, because whenever I was going through and making the timeline and kind of making my guesses at things, usually it's like I have a phrase, but there's a couple words. That one, it was like every phrase, I feel like I had like 4 to 5 different guesses on. But the beginning of it, where they were talking about the play, I felt pretty good about that. And so that kind of, I did that last, actually. So I had all these guesses where the tone was a lot more turbulent from Ja's standpoint. And then I was like, let me go back and look at the beginning. And it opened up where they were talking about the play. I was like, hold on. That's on a different tone than where we got to like a minute later. So then I kind of took another pass and I was like, I think this tone is way different than people said. And again, I'm sure there are a ton of things I missed, especially on the back end, because the version I read, I think lined up, but there were also 3 or 4 other guesses that could have lined up.
Right.
When you're watching a game live, are you constantly like jotting down like 4:30 in the first quarter, LRO off the charts? Or is it more of like the Ja clip, I have to imagine you found through social media.
It was viral, yeah.
I literally requested that one. I went into his DMs, guys, and I was like,
did you?
I was like,
the
dude,
shadow producer.
I was like, I can't wait for the Ja video. And I was that asshole who was like, yeah, be funny, comedian. I was like, yeah.
hey, tell this joke.
Yeah.
So number one, thank you for sending it, because there have been some people sending different ones. Sometimes they send one where it's like, I'm looking at the back of their head their whole time. Like, I can't do anything with this. I can't do it.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah.
Maze, what was your original
I guess
question?
I'm just wondering, like, are you watching a lot of games live, and is that where you're getting a lot of inspiration, or is it more of like what's going viral, what's already like clipped on the internet that attracts your eye?
So that's a good question. So I honestly, with these videos are taking me a lot longer than past videos that I've done. And as a result of that, I've had less time to just be a fan. So whenever I do intentionally sit down to watch a game, I try to not
try to clock off. You try to just enjoy it. Yeah.
And just be a fan. Cause this year, like, I've spent more time editing, and to do that, I've had to pull from that bucket of time that I was watching. So I try to, when I do get to watch, just come at it, watch as a fan. Or honestly, a way that I've been doing it is if I want to watch multiple games, I won't watch it live. I'll watch it the next day. So I cut out all the commercials and it's like a 48-minute experience. But as far as finding content, like I have the Instagram account that I try to only keep basketball so that I can scroll through and, hopefully get a good idea of things that are happening. There's people like Tom had sent requests. Usually if it's something really good, I open up my inbox and there's a lot of people like, hey, when are you doing John Morant? And then also, there's different accounts that post controversial things, but they just post like the raw clips. So sometimes I'll look at those things, get an idea. And usually like I don't have the capacity or the bandwidth yet to do all the videos that could be done. So I'll write down, I'll spend a chunk of time researching and scrolling through, finding videos that I think could work, and then kind of prioritize them. Like I don't know where I have this list right now, but however many videos, I'm like, this one I absolutely want to do. This one, if I finish it, and then it's a lot of stuff gets left on the cutting floor. But to answer your question, I don't watch it live. Although when something happens, I do.
What is your story? Because I feel like, yeah. What is your story? So you're a fan. You've been covering sports in the NBA. You've got all these jerseys in the backdrop. So I'm curious, like what is it like to kind of fall into what it seems like some real buzz and traction with this skill set of lip reading, when it seems like you have a back catalog of videos and breakdowns that you're like a high level NBA analyst. Like you really know your stuff, basically.
I would classify myself as not a seasoned fan. I think growing up, my household was more of an NFL household. So I didn't grow up watching that much pro basketball besides, like, we would watch college basketball. But so it wasn't honestly until college. And that was when, Steph and the Warriors, they were like, that was what made me fall in love with basketball. And now I enjoy watching them, but now it made me a fan of all these different teams. And I just like watching, good players. So that's kind of what got me into it. And roughly 3 years ago, we'll call it, I knew I wanted to do something along the lines of what I'm doing right now. The picture wasn't very clear, but I was like, I want to do something with that. So I started out, and it's evolved a couple times. I've done a ton of different video ideas, video styles. And the goal from the beginning, like, I wasn't putting a ton of pressure on figuring out exactly what I wanted to do, what style, what ideas. I was like, I just know I want to do it. Let's try out different videos, see what sticks, see what I enjoy. And that's kind of been at the center of all of it, is like, I want to enjoy the time that I'm spending doing it. And I can say I really do enjoy, like, this is one of my favorite parts of the week, is when I get time to sit down and do the videos. So, but with that being said, like, there were a ton of video ideas that I really enjoyed that just didn't do well. And it was like, all right, we tried it out.
So you have a day job. You say like you get time to sit down and do these videos. I feel like these take a really long time to
Yes.
break down these videos. So you have to carve out some time, quiet time, to just like literally listen, watch, and really be hyper focused for what seems like hours.
Yeah. And it's funny because I do have a hard time focusing on a lot of things, like one thing at a time. But I feel like when I sit down to do these, I don't have that issue, because I think I do, like, it's just one of those things. It's a creative outlet. And I feel like it's like, usually I'll make a cup of tea, make a cup of coffee, something, just like, it's a really cozy space in my life, honestly. So I'm trying to balance the other parts of not siphoning all of my time into it, because I easily could right now.
For me, as I'm watching, it's like you're solving a mystery, which is really cool. Like there's a crime scene, so to speak, and a crime happened, but I have to solve this riddle. And so when you get a video or someone's saying, hey, check out this interaction with Draymond and Kat last night, that there was a conversation. That it made Draymond react this way and Kat say, oh, what was that? So clearly there is some conversation, and it's just a mystery of like trying to solve what was actually said. And I find that, to me, that would be really exciting to have to go down that journey of solving that riddle, you know?
And it is like like I was saying with the jaw one, I try to go in with an open mind of, you hear the noise about videos, what happened, but trying to go in with a blank slate and just be like, let's see what the lips, what they kind of unfold. And then let's look around the action. That's one of my favorite parts. I used to do more of it, looking at the crowd and seeing, because there's a lot of like funny stuff that happens in the crowd that just I'm not hitting currently. But I do really
send
enjoy
you some
that.
Jade stuff. There's our former producer Jade. He would do a video, Taylor, where a crazy play would happen, like a game-winning shot, but all Jade would look at is the crowd reactions. And it would be, we used to do it at ESPN. It was called 17 Things You Missed. And it was just zooming in on random people in the audience doing funny things.
The Kawhi Leonard game winner against Philly, like that crowd shot was unbelievable. And it's not just the crowd, it's also like the players on the bench. It's like it's just these little things. It's like Tom said, it's same kind of spirit as what you're doing, but instead of lip reading, it's just the look at this person, look at this guy right here, spill his popcorn.
Yes.
Look at this
and
guy.
those are so real.
Yeah.
And this girl over here, she's looking at her phone. Like, she missed the whole thing.
She missed the whole thing. Yeah.
The courtside people on their phone, like, I'll sit there. I'll sit there and watch.
Yeah. So you're also trying to save for time for the video and fitting it in the algorithm where there's probably like 15 really interesting things, but you kind of have to edit it down to 3 so that it fits, how much of your time is thinking about what's going to fit the algo?
So at some point I would love to also do long form, and I'm trying to like slowly go into it, but where I'm at right now, it's like, if there's 5 videos that need to be made, I might not get all 5, but if I do short form, I can hit 2 or 3 of them. Whereas if I did a long form, like I'll be able to do 1. So definitely trying to get into that. As far as like fitting the algorithm, I feel pretty good about like going into a video and it being in the same realm or at least like adjacent to the style. So as long as it's in that lip reading category, I think it's it kind of stays in that same category. I think where I struggle is some of the context given to videos, because at the beginning I like giving a little bit of context at least, but sometimes there's a ton of context,
right?
And it's like I do want people to stay. So it's a fine balance of like, hey, here's some context, but really it's like the tip of the iceberg. Really, there's so much more that happened.
Do you do the little thing in the beginning where it's like whatever the hottest part is? It's like, like start, for instance, take the Ja video, for example. If you start it with him, I don't fuck with y'all, and then context and then the whole video, that seems to be like that apparently does really well. It's like it's a maybe not so much for the algorithm, or I guess the algorithm does like it, but it's more about like the viewers, getting them to stay, because it's like they come in and they see the climax that they all came for, but then you start going into the context and like, oh yeah, that's right, that's how it happened.
So there was I can't think of what the actual context was, but there was a Draymond one where he was skipping. Someone missed the free throws. He was skipping. Was that or it was a couple months ago.
Oh, okay.
Or a month ago.
He skips a lot.
I started with that. Was like, here's how do we get here?
Right.
But then some of them, like right now for YouTube, I have to fit it in 60 seconds. They expanded it to 3 minutes, but I'm trying to fit it into 60. And there are videos that's a great idea, like adding the bit at the beginning. And then some of them I end up with 1:30, and I have to go in and cut some parts that I really liked to get it out of the 1:30. Although I guess I could just do 2 separate. Sorry, brain's going. That's a great idea.
All good.
Die, man. Like,
I mean, there's all the tricks. There's the one that's like, I mean, I think it's probably a little hard to do for what you're doing, but the style where the video sets itself up to loop, because the ending is actually the beginning, and then by the time you get to the ending, Then it started over
I
again.
always wonder how they do that. It's so seamless. And then whenever I see someone who doesn't do it seamless, I'm like, yeah, you don't.
It's harder than it looks. Yep.
It is. I feel like I don't know how the people that do it all the time do that, because I've had a couple where it's like it kind of just goes into it. But I don't know how the people that do it all the time do that. That's a skill set in itself.
New Year, same extra value meals at McDonald's. So now get 2 snack wraps, plus fries, and a medium soft drink for just $8.
For limited time only. Prices and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Hawaii, Alaska, and California, and for delivery.
Kraft Mac and Cheese is better than 90s hip-hop. We'll remind you of your childhood without making you feel incredibly old. Kraft Mac and Cheese. Best thing ever.
You know you've really made it when an NBA player reaches out to you like, damn, you did get that right. Have you gotten any sort of close to that feedback where they're like, wow, he's actually really good at this. That's exactly what I said. Or a correction from an NBA player saying, I didn't actually say that, but we'll go with it.
I'll step back, my bad.
JJ
So this was right around the Desmond Bain and OG Anunoby one.
Mm-hmm.
And that one, like, context of that, before I posted that, it was like a month from now, maybe a month and a half, I had like 18 followers on Instagram. Like it was doing nothing. And it was just, I was like, I might as well post it there. I didn't for a long time. So I kind of went back and posted some old ones, and I posted that one, and it went from 18, like overnight, to 20,000. And
wow.
Sorry, Winston from New Girl. I always blank on your name. Lamorne.
Oh, Lamorne, yeah.
I feel bad. He's just so ingrained in my head as Winston.
Winnie the Bish.
Yeah, I know. And he commented, and that was the first time that I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And then shortly after, in the next week or maybe week and a half, I did a video of Andre Drummond when he tried to swing on Wendell Carter Jr. And he commented on that one, and he didn't say anything. He just put like laughing faces.
Yeah.
It's like, that's awesome. And people in the comments of that one were like, is that what you actually said? He never got back on that, but those two were probably it was really cool on my end, like Andre Drummond commenting on the video of himself. So that was awesome.
Do you have certain players that are really hard to translate or lip read?
So players, I do have a tough time with Jared Vanderbilt. I think he has, is it under or overbite? But basically he just doesn't move his jaw as much when he talks. So I have a really hard time with that one. And if someone is a foreign speaker, like their native language is foreign, I have a really hard time with that.
Like Luka with the money one, the contract one, was that difficult? Well, and Dennis Schroeder also.
So Dennis Schroeder in that specific clip wasn't as hard. Also, Jared Vanderbilt, if you watch this, that was a crazy straight. I'm sorry. But Luka, that one was the beginning of it. There was an audio clip that went with it. So it was like, I got the beginning from that, but the back end, it's like someone in the crowd is like, stop, Luka, or don't, like, just screaming. I was like, can you shut up? So I didn't get the back end. So I had I got a starting point, and then I had to kind of work through it there. But yeah, one that I had a really hard time with was Thanasis. And
dude, I was about to say Giannis got to be the hardest one to lip read.
I
but
don't know if I've done a ton besides him booing, which was pretty. That was a layup. But there was one with Thanasis, and actually it might have been that same video where Giannis was booing, and I felt really good about the guess that I had for Thanasis. And someone was in the comments and was like, actually in Greek, he's saying this. And I hadn't.
Wow.
But I don't know if they were messing with me. I don't know if they actually knew that or not. Yeah.
Do you get excited to read the comments because you might? Is it always just kind of a landmine where you're like, oh, I might get something wrong? Or I kind of feel like you might be like, oh, yeah, that is the thing that I was trying to figure out. Thanks for giving me that tip.
Yeah. So number one, the comments and everything, I'm still trying to work out a good system of keeping up with that traffic. Because I was not prepped or prepared for it.
Nope.
It just kind of got thrown in. So if I leave anybody hanging or anything like that, I'm working on getting better about that. But I do enjoy going in and people being like, I think he said this, and I'll have one or two reactions where I'm like, I actually feel really good about what I said still, or like, oh, that does look like that. Like the most recent one, Kat and Draymond. Kat said front running, and I watched a video before I edited of Draymond saying Kat was saying I was front running, and then I went to do the
Anchoring
script
effect.
and I said something along the lines of, why are you doing all that fucking running? And then someone was like, he actually said this. I was like, that was a layup. But generally I do really enjoy people like telling me what they think I got wrong, so I can look at it and be like, that does make a ton of sense.
Because in a perfect world, it's like a community thing. Like, we're all just trying to figure out what these guys are saying, and so we're all trying to be helpful in this regard, versus like what the internet eventually evolves into, which is like, oh, well, actually, that's the part that it's got to be hard to sift. And this is going to sound weird, but it's like, this is the time right now where the majority, or you probably know better than I do, but the majority of the people seem to be very happy and supportive, and they just want the best version of this. And there will be a tipping point where that's not going to be the case. It's just going to be people who are just trying to be like, well, actually, and I think, and it's like, yo, it's not a competition. We're all in this together in that regard.
The comments being positive, my initial reaction kind of after the Desmond Bain and OG video, I was like, this seems a little too positive. Are y'all real? And I think like there probably are bots in there, but I think generally like a lot of the people have been really supportive, and I appreciate them. And that's one reason why I do want to get better at figuring out a process where I can, reciprocate that support and that appreciation that they're showing. And like one of the comments on one of the recent ones, he was like, hey, he actually said this, but I love the video. I was like,
that's great.
And
that's great.
So the support has been awesome, and hoping in the future to be able to reciprocate that to a lot of the people.
We've talked a lot about your process of getting the words right. Let's talk about the voice acting.
Yeah.
What has that been like? Talent, the evolution, like, how do you feel you are at voice acting compared to where you started? How do you decide what tone? Do you do multiple takes? Walk me through that a little bit.
So that was probably the area that I felt the least comfortable in. And even when I was doing like one of the first sets of videos I was doing, where I was just doing clips, and sometimes I would voice over, like you're commentating on the clips. Even those, I would listen back a lot, and just, you don't like hearing your own voice, and I would listen to it and be like, that sounds either like, when I get stressed out, sometimes I'd start talking really high pitched. So that's been something I've been trying to work on, is, just talking with a more natural voice. And so I think I'm slowly getting better at it, of having an idea of what I want to say, the rhythm, the pitch, the kind of inflection. But that being said, I feel like I have to do a ton of takes and listen to it. And, like an example recently, I can't remember the exact phrase, but like, what are you doing? And
that's the one I was thinking about. What are you doing? Because it's slow motion. You're trying to also pace it to the video.
That one, there were some clips in there. Was that Kat?
I think so, yeah.
Where I was trying to make it zesty, but I just didn't have a good zesty voice to go to. And
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, not enough zest on that. It's Kat. Come on.
Someone commented, was like, this would have been way better if you did it in a zesty voice. I was like, I tried. That was my best take. So the voice acting, I think, is kind of a learning by rote. I'm trying to just, watch the takes a lot and try to be critical of improving the inflection in places.
I actually don't think you need to perfect that. It almost makes it funnier and better content that it's your voice.
That is your voice. Absolutely. I don't want you to be, Michael Winslow, the man of 1,000 voices or whatever. I like your voice doing it, because I like thinking like just for instance, like Thanasis or OG Anunoby or any of these guys, but open their mouth, but it's your voice that comes out. It's kind of funny.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. What is the video, if you can tell us, that you really want to do, but it's like, oh, that is going to be my Mount Everest. Like
Let's see. So I'm hoping that it works out. There's an entire, and people keep messaging me and they're like, hey, you got to do some of the retro stuff.
Yeah.
So
there's such a catalog, a deep catalog.
So I'm hoping that I have the capacity to do that in the off season. And like, there's one from last year that it's on my list because I think it was great, is the Pistons and they just broke out in a massive fight. LeBron and Steph in the finals. I don't know that the lip reading opportunities, but like Malice in the Palace would be a beefy one. But it's hard with some of the old videos because, there's just not the resolution.
Yeah, that's what
I'm already having to zoom in so much that, the resolution drops at all. It's going to be pretty tough on some of those.
On those old ones, do you feel that hearing what people already think is being said actually makes it harder for you to do because you're almost primed to think that's what happened? And whereas if it's new, you're going in with a clean slate.
Fresh eye.
That is a very interesting. I think if I went through and the narrative was different, I think it's probably baked into so many people that there's like, whatever. So that is a good point. But also some people just, even if it is the same thing, they just want to like go through that content again. Like on the side, I'm a huge nerd. I love like Marvel movies, and I'll go watch a movie and then I love watching a breakdown after. And it's literally just saying what the movie said. Like it's no different. So I think a lot of people might enjoy that, but I'd be curious if any of those situations, those retro kind of videos, if anything would come out way different or not.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, yeah. Like if the common telling of the tale is actually not, maybe not contradictory, but maybe not including some things that are being said in that moment,
like a little context here and there.
I gotta think that Gary Payton has to be one of the easiest lip reads ever. Like that's like him and Draymond, like because they open their mouth so wide every time they talk. I'm like, oh yeah,
the jaw movement, because that's what sometimes if you're looking at like the profile, the jaw. I could be incorrect here. I'm not a professional, but I feel like the jaw movement helps out so much. That's why I was saying Jared Vanderbilt. I have such a hard time. Again, not that Jared Vanderbilt, but. Steve Kerr does the same thing. Like he opens super wide. Yeah, I love voicing over Draymond.
Steve's the easy one.
Like he puts it out on a platter.
Yeah, that and his body language too. Like even beyond just the lip reading, it's like his body language. Like what the fuck was that? Like
those between those two, Draymond and Kerr, like they get some layups.
I'll give you another one. Nick Nurse is another one where it's like
very demonstrative. Yeah.
There's some stuff from the bubble. There's some stuff from the bubble. I remember where it's like, he was just so out there. I'm like, oh my God. Like,
and that one, like they have some close-ups. Like there's nothing else for the cameras. They have some great videos. Mm-hmm. Bubble Nick Nurse. I'll check those out.
Okay. When you see LeBron or whomever hold their hand over their mouth, do you get like an extra dose of, I'm going to figure this out? Like you think you're hiding it, but I'm going to figure this out. Do you get extra excited for those?
I do. There was one with Wembanyama and blanking on who he was with, but he was like, he started here and then he just kind of moved it. I was like, but then ultimately I wasn't able to do anything with it.
I'll tell you my favorite, Sean Payton in the NFL. If you ever cross over, he does this where you put the thing, but he's so bad at it. He's got it down like here. So it's like his mouth is just open, but he's holding it up like he's like, this isn't fooling anybody, coach.
I wish we had the clip of Ja when he is in the stands and he like puts his hand up and then they cut to a new angle. I wish we had some of that. Like give us one more angle.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if he was Well, I guess it's a little different, but COVID must have really killed this because people were wearing masks all the time.
Oh,
You wouldn't be doing lip reading as much, but in NBA games, I guess they're all unmasked.
that's a great point.
I feel like it's destiny that your stuff is taken off right now. And we're along for the ride. We love this stuff because it is secrets. We were talking about this last week. Is this show is all about the secrets of the NBA and the shadowy parts of the league, and you're filling a gap where I remember during COVID, they were trying to get, hey, we're in the bubble. How are we going to juice up or gin up some of the excitement about the bubble? Oh, let's put microphones on the court and we can hear what everyone's saying. And part of me was just like, I don't think the NBA Disney properties are going to be down for that. But there is a space for what you're doing, which is really funny interactions, scuffles, or just funny interactions in general. Like the Jaylen Brown, Anthony Simons one was classic where,
I'll go with the J Huff, Derek Queen one. Where J Huff just looks at him like, tee him up, man. And them hearts in the back like, tee him up.
Yeah, where it's like, this is like
harmless. Yeah. It's harmless fun.
Harmless fun. So I think what you're doing is awesome, and keep going as long as you don't go insane with balancing everything. Cause it is awesome. It is really fun.
I appreciate hearing that. And right now it is not obviously it's draining in the sense of like you're spending time and energy, but I feel, fulfilled and I enjoy the time spending it. So right now it's a big plus in my life.
Do you ever use your powers in real life, people watching?
Yeah.
That's the thing. I'm not a great lip reader in real time.
You've got to be better than the average person. You've been working on it. You've been honing your craft.
I can get a good F-bomb, and that's about it. Like that one you can see. Other than that, my processing speed is I got to watch it 50%.
We had I just watched Rainbolt on Pablo's show, and Rainbolt claims that he isn't really all that talented. Like he doesn't really have a skill. And I'm like, what are you talking about? That's insane. He's like, no, I just, yeah, but Taylor's saying the same thing, which is like, I'm actually not that great at lip reading. I just feel like I really enjoy doing these videos. So I just have a lot more reps. You're just being humble. That's all.
I was actually going to bring up Gio Rainbolt because he also was inspired by the Steph Curry Warriors. And so I'm wondering, we give Steph a lot of credit for teaching kids to chuck 3-pointers from half court, but was he also like the spark for a whole generation of online content creators unknowingly?
I think maybe because with him, I think what's so awesome about him is he's awesome on the floor, but his off the floor demeanor matches that. And
he's always chewing on the mouthpiece, though. That's going to be tough.
I think with him being so wide loved, like I can't imagine that I'm the only person in the situation where, whether the NBA was in my periphery or I wasn't a fan before, or I was, but just not a whole lot. I can't imagine I'm the only one that, was affected in that way by obviously other people, but like leading that charge stuff. So I would imagine that a lot of fans and content creators like were probably pushed in that direction or encouraged in that direction by Steph. And you could probably pick out a million players, other franchises, but for a lot of people that is Steph.
All right. Well, as we wrap up here, Maze, we got to go into our archives and see if we can get any film at our live shows of Amin and I or someone off to the side chatting. And we'll have Taylor
in the wings.
We cannot give Taylor off camera, like in the background, Waz footage. That is not going to be a
Waz,
good thing.
We can't have him doing Waz.
Send it my way.
Yeah, that's going to be put away in the vault for sure.
Hey, I won't put it out there. I'll send it right back.
Plug your stuff. Where would you like people to follow your work? It's great.
Wherever you see it. Right now it's on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Instagram and YouTube kind of where I'm putting the most energy into. So if you see it on there, interact with it. And I'll try to keep improving on interacting, showing some love back.
That's Tippernaught, TIPPERNAUGHT Sports on Instagram and YouTube. Dude, this was great. Thanks for hopping on with us, man.
Yeah, I had a great time. Thanks for having me on.
Rudy, so I don't know if you caught this, but Austin Rivers said whenever you did high-flying alley-oops or lob dunks and had a great offensive play, Austin Rivers would say this.
When I was his teammate, when he would do this type of stuff right here, we'd say that's Rudy go brrr. So much of his dominance does not show up on the stat sheet. And Rudy go brrr.
There's no way y'all said that. There's no way y'all said that.
Rudy, do you have any comment about what Austin Rivers said on national television?
Le nickname, c'est vraiment really disrespectful. What? My name is Rudy Gobert, okay? Gobert, not Gobert.
I thought he was being...
I am not a pigeon, okay?
Being respectful. He's saying that you're flying high for the dunk.
No, that is not what he says, this little doctor of the river. No, it's not okay to call me that. My name is Rudy Gobert. Gobert. If anything, you can call me a bear, like in the wood. Big, strong, not a little bird, a little pigeon. It's disrespectful.
I mean, are you aware of this bird in France, some sort of pejorative?
Well, they do eat pigeon, I think. I think I've seen pigeon on the menu.
Yes, it is my least favorite food, okay? A pigeon is not a restaurant avec classe. It's for the peasant. Moi, Rudy Gobert, je ne suis pas un paysan.
Do you have a nickname for Austin?
Yes.
Austin Rivers?
Le petit docteur.
The little doctor. Which makes me think of Doc McStuffins from Disney.
Yes. Doc McStuffins. Doc McStuffins.
They got Austin Rivers with that shirt. You know, the striped shirt. Yeah. The fucking lab coat.
Tell him to carry a stethoscope around. This is funny for me.
Well, the holidays have come and gone once again, but if you've forgotten to get that special someone in your life a gift, well, Mint Mobile is extending their holiday offer of half off unlimited wireless. So here's the idea. You get it now, you call it an early present for next year. What do you have to lose? Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Limited time, 50% off regular price for new customers. Upfront payment required. $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds may slow after 50 gigabytes per month when network is busy. See terms.